for Arizona. I was recently licensed in the state. I've had so many people reach out. And so I wanted to kind of run through what is going on this year for real estate. If you're looking to buy a home in 2026 in Arizona, I'm going to be talking through Phoenix, Tucson, Mesa, Scottsdale, Chandler, and Gilbert. Okay, so Phoenix overall, let's start here, is one of the more clear buyer opportunity markets in Arizona right now. So we're seeing home prices down a little bit year over year, and also nearly 31% of active listings carrying a price reduction right now. So let's talk about a couple kind of like elements. When it comes to specific neighborhoods, because I think that's always a thing, right? And I'm gonna start going a little bit more micro on these. So neighborhoods, so Arcadia and Camelback East, the approximate price point here is around $1 million in many areas. The buyer profile here is more luxury, lifestyle, walkability, and established homes. When we look more at Central Phoenix, average price point right now is around the mid 400,000s, depending on the property type. Buyers here are wanting central location without the Arcadia pricing. Desert Ridge and North Phoenix, this is going to be more between like the $500,000 and $700,000 range with families, move up buyers, relocation buyers. Those are the types of people that typically buy there. We've got downtown and midtown condos and townhomes. These range between $300,000 and $500,000. Most people who are buying here are going to be your first-time home buyers, younger professionals, and this is just lower maintenance living overall. With that said, obviously neighborhood pricing changes based on property type, school zone, and whether the house has been updated, right? Being like there's a lot of the beige tile domination in this area. But overall, Phoenix is buyer listing, especially for homes that are sitting longer. And definitely we are seeing a lot more homes with price cuts or listings that came out too aggressive and they didn't get any bites. Oh, as a PS, if you are looking to buy in Arizona this year, I help build out your dream team. What that means is I help find your agent in the area, so like top agents in the area. And I also help you with the financing piece. So I'm a mortgage broker, so that means I help shop and help you find the best lender for your purchase as well. Link on my profile, first option. Okay, let's move on to Tucson. This is still one of Arizona's more approachable large city markets. Home prices here overall are actually down 4.4% year over year. We've got 23.3% of active listings here carrying a price reduction. So when we talk about neighborhoods, so Sam Hughes, approximate price point here is going to be between 500 and up to 800,000. This is really people who are purchasing here they love the historic charm. Maybe we've got like professors because of the university proximity. When we look at the Catalina foothills, the prices here are often between like the high 700s to the $1 million price point. This is going to be more for luxury buyers, mountain views, and higher income folks in the area. Oro Valley is going to be between 450 and 700. So in this area, we have a lot of families, retirees, and relocation buyers. In Vail, we've got typically prices between 350 and 500. This is going to be a lot of our first-time home buyers. Schools are like a popular choice here, and definitely families who are a little bit more budget conscious and tend to buy in the Vail area. When we talk about downtown, the thing here is that this is actually really highly variable. It really depends. This is going to be a lot of your condos, smaller homes, restored homes, obviously are going to be priced higher. But people who are purchasing here are often investors, lifestyle buyers, historic home lovers. So Tucson is buyer leaning to being balanced. A big thing that I always say is the amount of time a home sits on the market is really going to be your biggest indicator on what you have to gain as a buyer in the area. But compared to other places in Arizona, there's definitely some more affordable options here for our first-time home buyer. So let's talk about Mesa. So this is going to be one of the more like middle ground markets. What that means is, so pricing year over year is flat to being down about 1.1%. Days on market is going to be around 65, but the sale to list ratio, so like the amount of homes that sell for what they're listed at, is 97.7, which this actually screams like this is like very indicative of a balanced market. So we're not like super hot, right? Like things aren't like flying off the shelf immediately, but the fact that 97.7% of homes are selling for what they are listed at, it means that they are priced well and then they are selling for that. So when it comes to price points in neighborhoods, so we've got Eastmark, price points here are going to be between 500 and 700,000. There's a lot of new master planned communities in this area. So those are the price points there. We've got Red Mountain Ranch area. So this is going to be prices between 5 and 800,000, depending on like size of home. In this area, we've got a lot of families, some golf. We've got established homes here. So that's typically who tends to buy in this area. Dobson Ranch, this is going to be between 400 and 600,000 range. This is in Central Mesa. Established communities, value is, on quality of, neighborhood and that specific lifestyle. And then we've got downtown Mesa and West Mesa. So approximate price points here are going to be between 3 and 500. This is where more of our affordability folks go. We've got a lot of first time home buyers here and investors in this specific area. So big thing is that I would actually say this is a really balanced market. So buyers can have some negotiation room, but like only if they're coming in with a strong offer, because most sellers are indeed selling their homes for what they are listed at. All right, let's talk about Scottsdale. So market vibe here, literally this is like kind of its own animal. The median days on market to pending is only 32 days, which like when you compare that to like the nation is really fast. However, Zillow does show that 77.7% of sales are under the list price, which does tell us that buyers are negotiating even in this area, but the homes are selling really quickly. So a couple like spots. We've got Old Town and South Scottsdale. Price points here are going to be between 500 and 800,000 depending on the property. What we've got here is a lot of condos, a lot of townhomes, a lot of investors and lifestyle buyers in the specific area. McCormick Ranch is going to be between like 800 on the low end and like up to 1.3 million. This is for like established like luxury homes, a lot of like second home buyers buy in this area. We do have some families here. Gainey Ranch is going to be between 1 and 2 million. Again, this is going to be depending on like the exact property and probably the condition. Golf here, this is a gated area, a lot of luxury buyers in this area as well. North Scottsdale is between 1.2 and 3 million. So again, like just depending on like the size of the home and right, like the unique elements of it, luxury buyers, desert views, there's a lot of custom homes in this area. And then like DC Ranch and Silverleaf, this is like ultra luxury. These are going to be often over $2 million. So we've got a lot of executive relocation, second homes happening here. Overall, more of your like major residential areas are going to be South Scottsdale, Central Scottsdale, North Scottsdale, but the median price listed here is still about $989. Okay, so more of a Scottsdale is obviously more of a like lifestyle place to live, a more luxury place to live compared to some of the other places that we've looked at. Okay, let's talk about Chandler. So we're seeing median sale price in Chandler around 531, like total. This is down about 1.7 year over year, and homes are selling after about 46 days on the market, which is flat compared to last year. So not a ton has changed. So a couple neighborhoods, we've got Fulton Ranch. So this is going to be between like 800 and $1 million. This is going to be like higher end, like luxury suburban buyers in this area. We've got downtown Chandler, also too, because like often just like smaller properties. This is going to be between about 400 and 600 average price point. Reason why people buy here, walkability, restaurants, a lot of younger professionals really love this area. Sun Groves is between 500 and 700. This is where we've got a lot of families, schools. This is kind of like your typical suburban lifestyle. And we've got Anderson Springs and then West Chandler. So this is between 450 and 650 price point. So again, one of our more affordable pieces. We've got a lot of commuters here, a lot of tech folks who work remote and don't, work like they work from home, and a lot of first-time buyers specifically within this area. So Chandler overall is balanced, but we do have a slight buyer edge going on because of the, 46 days on market and home prices slightly down compared to last year. Right, last but not least, talk about Gilbert. So we're seeing median sale price in total is around 580. This is down about 2.1% compared to last year, and the homes right now are selling after about 45 days. So that's slightly faster than last year. Couple areas. So we've got Power Ranch. Price points are between 500 and 700,000. Main people buying here are families, and again, these are master plan like communities. We've got Seville. Forgive me if I mispronounce. This is between 700 and about $1 million. Main thing here are going to be bigger homes, move up buyers, and a lot of golf lovers. Morrison Ranch is going to be between 600 and 900, again depending on like home size. This is a lot of like tree-lined streets, very family-focused buyer area. And then we've got South Gilbert, where the median home price is around 694. This is going to be some higher end family buyers as well as newer homes. Overall, We would say that Gilbert is balanced. There is still demand here, but buyers don't have to like sprint and like throw in, like an immediate offer like we saw before. Overall, Arizona is showing a cooler, more negotiable market compared to prior years, but we obviously still do have some hot spots. If you want me to run custom numbers on where you want to buy, first link on my